Okay. Okay. Welcome to tonight's practice. It's going to focus a little bit on the front of the legs, the back of the legs, and then some balance with the extension and flexion of the hip. That's the plan. So the first part of this practice is to just gauge where you're at in the legs. And then the middle part will kind of play around with some balance and just see what works and what doesn't. And if you try this tomorrow, it may go great, it may not. So like just be where you are right now. And then at the end, we'll just kind of cool it all down. All right, so I would like for you to start off seated on your mat. And you can go into easy pose or maybe you prefer butterfly. But whatever you choose, be totally connected with your sit bones. Place your hands onto your thighs so you have this connection with your body right now. Your sit bones are rooted into the ground and then your hands are touching your thighs. And then with the hands on the thighs, slowly add just a little bit of pressure, think like weight of a nickel, so you can push yourself up nice and tall. Feel the scapula slide down and away from the ears. Keep your gaze neutral and straight ahead. You can have a soft gaze, maybe you lower your eyelids, a little bit. And then have the crown of the head reach up high towards the sky. Take a nice full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, side out. Full inhale. Sigh out your exhale. One more full inhale in. And exhale out. Now, I would like for you to stay in stillness for the next few cycles of breath. And as you inhale, imagine the inhale's coming up to the sit bones and it's traveling up the spine, inhaling all the way till you reach the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, it's traveling back down. And as you're doing this, it's like you're giving yourself a gentle body scan along the way. So your full inhale starts at the base of the spine. You feel your belly expand. You feel your rib cage expand. Maybe your chest. Keep inhaling, drawing the breath up and out. And then as you exhale, this is a second body scan, so exhaling back down, allowing the chest to come close to the heart, the ribs to knit in, and the belly button coming into the spine and then back down, connecting into the earth. Now, I will let you go for the next few cycles silently. And this last cycle for you, I want you to take your full inhale in through the nose fully. And then when you get to the top, pause as if to say you are not rushing into the next thing and that you are taking in everything you need. And then slowly exhale with control back down. So it's not just a projection out, but that you're mindfully moving the energy back to ground down. It's like you're kind of owning it. You're taking in everything you need for what your purpose is, and then slowly and carefully putting it back out there. Great. Collectively, let's just take one more cycle of breath together. Full inhale in. Keep inhaling because you can always take a little more. Be receptive. Pause. And grounding exhale. Beautiful. Okay, slowly and carefully, I want you to extend one leg long and then the other in front of you. And with the heels connected into the earth, push out through the bottoms of the feet. And try to keep the second toe in line with the knee. Sometimes that's not always possible if we invert our feet a lot. It can cause some collapsing, so it might feel a little weird. Push out through your heels and place your hands onto your thighs and sit up nice and tall. And I want you to take another full inhale in and just notice what's going on in the legs. Are you feeling some tightness? Are you feeling some ease already here? And yeah, stay with it. So this time, take a nice full inhale in, up the spine, up through the crown of the head. And then when your nice long exhale happens, imagine that you're exhaling now down the spine and then out through the legs and out through the heels. And this creates just a gentle body awareness for you. Beautiful. Okay, the legs are about hips distance apart here. I want you to reach your arms up nice and high. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Be comfortable with taking up space. Take your full inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge forward. Placing the hands on wherever they land. So some of us, it's the thigh, the shin, the toes. Some of us were wrapping and clasping at the bottoms of the feet. But here, when you get here, I want your hands to land somewhere onto your legs. Slide the scapulas back and then drop the chin and chest. Staying here for 3 deep cycles of breath. And try not to let the feet turn out or in. One more breath. And then use your next inhale to slowly and carefully walk yourself back up. Great. Okay, this time I want you to take your left foot into the inside of your right thigh. Push out through your right heel. Reach your arms up nice and high, and then fold over your right leg. So you're getting an idea of what's going on in the left hip, the right hamstring. You're just taking in information here, and you're finding what feels good in your practice, essentially. Trying not to do harm. Trying to take in and be receptive of everything you need. One more big breath here. And then slowly and carefully walking yourself back up. Okay. What I want you to do is send your left leg long and then try to bring your left heel towards your left glute. So you're in half saddle pose. And some of us it's not available. So it's this idea of trying to bring the left heel as close as possible while keeping the sit bones rooted and grounded. Okay, from here, you're gonna play around two different ways with the flexion and extension of the hip. So reach the arms up high, fold forward over your right leg. See if anything changes without bunching like the scapulas together. See if you can keep your length here. See if you can push the left sit bone down. All right, take your last cycle of breath here, and then use your inhale to walk yourself up nice and tall. Place your hands behind you, and then slowly walk back. Maybe you stay on fingertips, or maybe you come down on forearms. You'll start feeling it in the left quad. And keep pushing out through your right heel. One more breath. And then use your inhale to draw yourself back up. Slowly and carefully send your left leg long behind you. Maybe shake it out. And then push out through the heels again. Okay, this time take the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Push out through your left heel. Reach your arms up high, fingers nice and wide. Fold forward. And you're letting the hands touch somewhere on your left leg. Staying here for 3 deep cycles of breath. Last cycle. And then use your inhale to slowly draw yourself up nice and tall. And then you'll bring the right leg long and then bend the right knee so you bring the right heel to the right glute, or as close as can be for you. What works good for you? And you're still pushing out through your left heel. Reach your arms up high. Fold forward over the left leg. You're not here as long, so take one more breath. Exhale completely, and then walk your hands up as you inhale. Bring your hands behind your bum. Stay here, or slowly lower yourself down. And you may notice already that how low you were able to go between left and right or fold is different. And, that's just something, that's information you're going to take with you. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just something you take into consideration. One more breath. And then slowly and carefully walk yourself back up. Extend your right leg long here and maybe shake out your legs. Okay, let's give a forward fold one more try. So reach the arms up nice and high, fingers spread nice and wide, and fold forward. See if anything's changed, or if maybe you have a deeper awareness now in the fold. One more big breath. And then as you inhale, slowly draw yourself up, sitting up nice and tall. Beautiful. Bring your legs over to your right side. Sit ladylike, or I don't know, I think it's a fancy term, whatever. Come into hands and knees. I always say ladylike, but I feel like that's not the right term. All right, knees underneath, hips, hands spread nice and wide. And you have an idea of what's going on in the legs. Let's see what's going on in the spine. So drop the belly, bring the sternum forward, look on up, tuck under toes for your cow pose. Stay here for one cycle of breath, okay? Push your hands into the earth, toes are pressed into the earth. And then when your exhale happens, tuck your chin into the chest, press the palms into the mat. Belly button comes into the spine, tailbone tucks under, tops of the feet touch the mat, cat pose for a full cycle of breath. And then as you inhale, drop the belly, look on up, cow pose. Exhale into your cat. And flow at the pace of your breath. Finding your cow on the inhale, cat on the exhale. And then if going from side to side is beneficial for you, I want you to take that. And then find some stillness in tabletop. Bring the big toes together, send your knees wide and bum onto the heels. And then I want you to bring your forehead onto the mat and walk your hands as close to the top of the mat, coming into your child's pose. And be reminded, if I don't ever cue this pose, that doesn't mean you can't ever return to it. So I'm giving you permission now. Any point in your practice, you can come into this pose. Taking another full deep cycle of breath in through the nose and out. And then slowly and carefully start shifting forward, coming into your tabletop pose once again. Planting the palms, tuck under toes. Hips come up high to the sky for your downward dog. Okay, feet are about hips distance apart. And as you inhale here, I want you to lift the heels and bend the knees, bring the torso onto the thighs. And then as you exhale, straighten your legs as best as can be. Send the hips up high. Inhale, bend the knees, torso on thighs. Exhale, heels down, hips high. Keep pressing the hands into the earth. Inhale, knees bend, torso on the thighs. Exhale, heels to the ground, hips are high. Now, I'll let you go for the next few cycles of breath doing the same thing, kind of at your own pace. So just be mindful as you inhale, torso on thighs. Exhale, heels to the ground, hips go high. Just go back and forth, just a few breaths more. Maybe do one more cycle of breath. And then stay in stillness as you exhale in your downward dog. Full cycle of breath here. Take in the inhale. Let the exhale ground you. Shift forward into your plank pose. Full cycle of breath. Then drop the knees, the chin, the chest. And then inhale, come into your low cobra. Exhale, lower, downward dog. For 3 cycles of breath. 2. Last cycle of breath here. Then reach your right leg high to the sky. Bend your right knee and spread your toes wide. And then take your right leg back to a 3-legged downward dog. Step your right foot through to your hands, high runner's lunge. Okay, slowly and carefully drop your left knee. Now, when you did half saddle, that's kind of an intense quad stretch, but here's this little lunge is going to be with you too. All right, so untuck your toes, left toes, right foot is planted onto the mat, and then stack both hands on top of the right thigh. Stay here for just one more cycle of breath, but being mindful that you're not dumping into your right knee, but that you're pushing your right foot into the mat and coming up nice and tall. Remember, keeping that long spine. And then if you would like, you can reach your hands up high. Okay, if you want to play around here, if you know, well here, if you want, bend back just a little bit. If you start feeling some tightness or a pull on the left quad, your quad and your psoas is tight, so be gentle, okay? And if you want, you can always look up, but if you feel the pull, I want you to stay high and just fingertips going up to the sky. All right, if you took the back bend, inhale, bring the fingertips in the crown of the head, reaching up towards the sky. And then as you exhale here, frame your right foot, tuck under left toes, left knee comes up, right foot comes back, plank pose. And then slowly and carefully lower down. Cobra as you inhale. Downward dog as you exhale. Where you'll be for the next 3 cycles of breath. 2. 1. Reach your left leg high to the sky. Spread your toes nice and wide as you bend your left knee. Left leg comes high. And then step your left foot through to your hands, high runner's lunge. And then gently and carefully drop your right knee. And I'm going to remind you again, what you did on the left may not be what you do on the right, okay? So listen to what you need. Slowly and carefully stack your hands onto your left thigh and really focus on coming up nice and strong, not letting the hips dip in quite yet. And then if you would like, you can reach your fingertips up high, crown of the head reaches up. And then as you exhale, maybe you lean back gently. Keep pressing your left foot into the mat. And then meet with the fingertips reaching high, crown of the head reaches high. And then as you exhale, frame your left foot, tuck your right toes under, come into your high runner's lunge, left foot meets right foot, plank pose. And then slowly and carefully lower down. Find your cobra. And then downward dog for 3 cycles of breath. 2. Last one. And then reach your right leg high to the sky. Step your right foot through to your hands. Keep your left heel lifted as you reach your arms up. So now you're in your high lunge with a salute. Okay, press your right foot into the mat. Right knee is still bent. Fingertips reach up. And then from here, I want you to reach your right hand back, left arm forward, giving yourself a gentle twist. This isn't a practice where you'll have a lot of arm work and shoulder work, so this is a great opportunity to take advantage of that. So looking out over the left fingertips, flip your palms up, and then flip your palms down. And then carefully and slowly watch your left hand come to the inside of your right foot as your right hand comes high to the sky, giving yourself a gentle twist, and then carefully dropping the left knee back down. So now you're in your low lunge with a twist. Right hand is still high. Bend your left knee so the left heel reaches up towards the sky or left foot. And then reach back with your right hand towards your left foot. I can't reach, but you may. And while you're doing this, really focus on pressing all aspects of your right foot into the mat. Try not to dump onto your left shoulder. Reach the right fingertips back. One more big cycle of breath. And then drop your left foot down, reach your right arm up high. And then watch your right hand frame your right foot. Tuck under left toes, have your right foot meet your left foot, plank pose. And then lower down slowly. Come into your cobra. And then your downward dog. For 3 cycles of breath. Last breath. Use the exhale to ground down. Reach the left leg high. And then the left foot steps through the hands. Right heel stays high. And then find your foundation with your left foot and then place your hands onto your hips and bring yourself up. And then reach your arms up high for your salute. Beautiful. Keep the bend strong in your left knee as you reach your right arm forward and left arm back. This time, turn your thumbs down, not your palms. And then up and down, thumbs down, thumbs up. Spread your fingers nice and wide. One more time, thumbs down, thumbs up. Okay, watch your right hand come to the inside of the left leg as you reach your left hand high to the sky. And then drop your right knee down. Bend your right knee and lift your right heel and then reach back. For your corkscrew pose. So keep reaching back with your right foot. If you can grab a hold of something, great. You can always use a strap. But I want you to keep focusing, pushing out through your left foot. All aspects of it. Try not to roll on the inside or the outside. One more breath. And then as you will feel ready, lower the right leg down, reach the left arm high. And then watch the left arm frame the left hand, tuck under the right toes, lift the right knee, left foot meets right foot, plank pose. And then carefully lower, coming into your cobra, and then your downward dog. For 3 cycles of breath. One more big breath cycle here. Reach your right leg high and step your right foot through to your hands. Keep your left heel lifted. Hands come onto hips, and then they're high to the sky. Okay, you can keep your hands up high to the sky. I'm going to tell you right now, my balance isn't there. So I'm going to place my hands onto my hips. So if you know your balance is good and strong, you can stay with the challenge of leaving your arms up high. So I want you to slowly root down in the right foot and then bring the left heel closer and closer and lift it up. Some of us are going to feel really good with pushing off and lifting up. That's not me today, even though I just did it, I don't feel like it. Okay, so leave the left foot lifted. Left leg is lifted, so you have this nice extension in the hip. And you want to try to keep the crown of the head reaching up. And then lift the leg a little high and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower, and then bring the left knee through. So then it's the left knee at left hip height, and hug your left knee into your chest. Push down through your right foot. Stay nice and tall. And then, to reground, open up your left knee to the left side. So some people call this the pirate pose. One more breath. And then inhale, bring the left knee into the chest. And then slowly and carefully set the left leg back, bend into the right knee. Arms come back up high. Ooh. And then as you exhale, frame your right foot. And you make the choice of taking it through the flow. So right foot meets left foot. Take it through the flow or meet in downward dog. All right, 3 more breaths. So I want you to be mindful that you're rooting down on the inhale and grounding down even more on the exhale. 2 more breaths. Last breath. And then reach your left leg high and step the left foot through to your hands. Heel stays high. And then come on up and give yourself a salute. Ground down. If you want the challenge, remember, keep your hands up high. I'm skipping that for myself. Hands on hips, and then slowly lift the right leg behind you. Great, get your foundation, root down through your left foot, and lift the right leg and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more time. Lift and lower. Bring the right knee through and hug the right knee into the chest. Stay nice and tall. Root down through your left foot, stay strong. And then open up your right knee to your right side. One more breath. And then slowly and carefully bring the right knee into center and send your right foot back, coming into your high runner's lunge. Oh my goodness. And then exhale, frame your left foot meets right foot, plank pose. And then carefully taking it through your flow. And then collectively meeting in downward dog. Okay, one more big breath in down dog. Shift forward on the inhale, finding your plank pose. And then lower down slowly. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna come back just a little bit. Okay, from here, I want you to reach your arms forward long in front of you. And then let's just practice. Leave your hands connected onto the mat because I want you to feel a good foundation. Have the hip bones touch the mat and maybe even the pubic bone a little bit. And then feel the tops of the feet touch the mat, tops of the thighs. Okay, great. So the arms are reaching forward, your forehead is on the mat. As you inhale, lift the chin and the chest. Okay? And then slowly exhale down. Okay, from here, next time you inhale, you're not going to inhale all the way up like you did. You're going to inhale, lift the arms and lift the legs. So you're not going to be able to lift your leg or your head as high. If you can, lift a little higher. One more breath. Remember, with control, not projection, lower down. Great, give yourself 2 deep cycles of breath to reset. All right. This time, as you inhale, lift the head, lift the arms, lift the legs. And then I want you to guide the right arm down, left leg down. And then you'll pulse. So it's kind of hovering the right arm and left leg. And then you'll pulse the left arm and right leg up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let the right arm and left leg meet again. And then let the right leg, left arm hover. And you're doing the opposite. So the right arm and the left leg will pulse up and down, up and down, up and down. One more time, up and down, and let everything meet back up. Take a nice full inhale. Exhale, you're not projecting, but lowering down with control. Good job. Take 2 deep cycles of breath here. All right, from From here, I want you to place your left arm down so it's parallel to the front of your mat and push yourself up. And then bring the right heel to the right glute and reach the right arm behind. You practice this in the corkscrew pose-ish. Now this is just the same side. So right now you're in half bow. And I really want you to focus on pushing down through the left arm so you can push yourself up high. Push the top of the foot into your right hand. One more breath here. And then exhale, lower and switch. So the right arm will replace the left. Right leg comes down. Left heel comes into the glute. Take a hold of the left foot and push the right arm in or down as you press the top of the left foot into the left hand. Staying here for 2 more deep cycles of breath. Inhale. And then exhale, stack hands on top of each other, legs lower, stack the forehead, place the forehead onto your stacked palms. Beautiful. Okay, from here, make your way back into your downward dog. Okay, and let's reset one more time. So I want you to come back to the inhale, lifting the heels, bending the knees, torso onto the thighs. Exhale, heels come down, hips come high. And just notice if anything has changed. It may or may not. Inhale, bend the knees, torso and thighs. Exhale, heels come down, hips come high. One more time. Bend the knees, torso and the thighs. Exhale, heels come down, hips come high. Beautiful. Okay, reach the right leg high to the sky. And then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Okay. Drop your left knee if you would like. All right, stay here in this lizard pose. And while you're here, root down through your right foot. And you can lower down onto forearms. Sometimes it's dropping the right knee off. I don't want you to do that. I want you to really focus on pushing onto your right big toe. And then if you've lowered onto forearms and you want a deeper stretch, you can always tuck under the left toes and lift the left knee. And drop back into your deep breath. So I really want you to focus in, once again, taking in the full inhale. And push down through your right foot as you exhale. Stay with the breath. You're doing great. Three more deep breaths here. 2. 1. And then if you're on forearms and you've lifted your knee, set your knee down, come up onto palms. Tuck under the left toes and send your right leg back up high, 3-legged downward dog. And then set your right foot down. Beautiful. Lift the left leg high to the sky. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, coming into your lizard pose. And then just to start, drop your right knee, figure out where you need to be. Get your foundation into your left foot. And then you decide if you want to come down onto forearms, if you want to tuck under the right toe and lift the right knee. And don't think you have to do the exact same thing as you did on the left or the right. Just be where you need to be. Once again, as you inhale, maybe you inhale, draw the inhale up through the arms, giving yourself some length. And as you exhale, you push down through the left foot. Staying for deep cycles of breath. Don't cheat yourself. Three more cycles of breath. 2, 1. Drop your right knee if you lifted it. If you're on forearms, come onto palms. Tuck under the right toes, lift the right knee so you can bring the left leg back into a three-legged downward dog. And then set your left foot down into a downward dog. Two more breaths. Last breath. And then walk your feet to the back of your hands, coming into your first forward fold of the practice. Stay here. No rush. And then as your exhale starts happening, maybe you inhale, press your feet into the earth, and then exhale, start bending the knees, dropping the bum, coming down slowly. Except I didn't come down slowly. Okay. Hug the knees into the chest. Sit up nice and tall. Okay. All right, so from here, hold on to the back of the thighs, but don't grip on for dear life. You're not going anywhere, so you can just have some awareness. Come back onto the sit bone, that sweet spot, and be able to lift up your feet and bring the chest forward. You can always drop one foot at a time if you need to. Okay, if you don't feel strong, always drop a foot down and reset. If you're feeling good, slowly start bringing the shins parallel to the mat. Toes are up, heels push out. And then bring your arms down to the side for your boat pose. Stay nice and tall. If you want, you can play around with straightening the legs. Staying bent. Okay. When you feel ready, I want you to slowly lower back and hover. And then bring yourself back up into your boat. Lower and hover. And then bring yourself back up into your boat. And then lower and hover. Hover. Keep hovering. And then lower all the way down. Great. Plant your feet onto your mat. Walk your feet about or mat width distance. I want this to be a little wide for you. Arms are down to the side, and then you can slowly take them out to a T. Push down through your feet. Lift and shift the hips so you can feel the low back completely engage. Take a nice full inhale. And then exhale, just press the feet into the earth. Inhale. And then drop the knees over to the right side. So maybe the left knee may graze the right foot, it may not. It's like each leg is autonomous here. And with the knees wide, you should feel a stretch on the top hip. So it should be the left hip. You should feel maybe something a little deeper. And then you can look out over the left arm, giving yourself a deeper stretch. One more deep cycle of breath. And then slowly and carefully bring your knees back up. Your feet are still wide. Arms come down to the side. Okay, so with the knees wide, bring them into your chest. So they should be coming to the outside of the chest, okay? Push out through the heels, hug the knees into the chest. If you want, maybe you gently rock from side to side. And then set the feet back down, max distance wide. Okay. Arms can come back out to a T. Inhale, press the heels and the feet into the earth. Exhale, ground down. Full inhale. Knees drop over to the left side as you exhale. Once again, maybe the left foot grazes the right knee, maybe it doesn't. And if you want, you can look out over the right fingertips. Drop back into your deep cycles of breath. Three more breaths. Last breath. And then turn your gaze back into center. Plant your feet. Knees are still wide. Take a nice full inhale. Exhale, knees come into the chest. Well, wide is the torso, sorry. All right, this time take a hold of the bottoms of the feet. Come into your happy baby pose. So you have preferences here, right? Some like to take a hold of opposite or outside of the feet. Some are the inside of the feet. Some like the big toes. So you find the hold that works for you. All right, and I really want you to feel your back engaged with the earth. And then slowly bring the left knee to the outside of the left torso as you take the right leg high. Stay here for a full cycle of breath. And then full inhale. Let your exhale guide the right knee to the outside of the right torso and bring the left leg long. Stay here. And then it's yogi's choice the next few cycles of breath. Maybe you go from side to side. Maybe you let the legs go wide. Maybe you're ready just to find some stillness and you choose to just do the legs up against the wall variation. Whatever you like. And then come into stillness wherever you're at. Take a nice full inhale. Hold at the top. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. And then take your full inhale and extend one leg long, followed by the other as you exhale, coming into your Shavasana pose. Knowing that I am minding the time for you, and I will call you back. Okay, take your nice full inhale in. Slow exhale. Make any movements that you need, but make your way onto your right side. And then slowly and carefully come on up to a seated pose. Hands onto the thighs. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe come back to the grounding breath. Inhale, give yourself the body scan. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, bring the hands into heart center. Inhale, arms come up high. Exhale, hands come into heart center with a soft bow. I honor this place inside of me in which the entire universe dwells. It is a place of trust, it is a place of peace, and it is a place of love. And when I'm in this place in me and you're in this place in you, together we are one. Namaste.